Welcome back to the Chesterfield Canal. I bet you're all thinking, oh no, not another Chesterfield Canal video. I do appreciate I have been putting a lot of stuff out around Staveley at the moment. That has been pointed out to me, but I've just come today to have a look because the new bridge is now open to the public. Lovely part of the canal this, isn't it? But I'm starting somewhere different today rather than just rocking up at Staveley down at Low Gates. Just enjoying a nice walk in the sunshine, late October sunshine from Hollingwood Hub. A beautiful Mill Green Bridge. Rather than just turn up at the bridge and film like I've seem to be doing recently, thought it'd be nice to have a walk. But there's been a lot of videos done recently, hasn't there, by myself and other people on YouTube around the new bridge. So I thought it'd be good to come at it from a different angle and look at the history of that bridge, because it's not the first iteration of a bridge in that exact location, but I'll explain more to you when we do get up to the other end near the bridge. But we are going to pass by Staveley Waterside in a few minutes, so we'll just have a look as well what's going off there, the latest. In the pace of this development down at the waterside, it's moving so fast. You don't come for a week and it's so much since the last time. Of course, that's earmarked for completion in around the springtime. I think I've seen April mentioned still. Here's a first view of the bridge as you're walking down the towpath. It's got such a presence on the horizon just when you come round the corner from Staveley Waterside. Like I say, that bridge behind isn't the first bridge in that location. Now I'll show you some old photographs as we're walking around the site today, but where the Transpennine Trail runs across the top of canal now, that used to be the Great Central Main Line, the Great Central Railway, an arterial route between London, Leicester, Nottingham, Sheffield and Manchester. It's a week ago today then since they put the bridge in. How different does it look? The fencing's come down. It looks so much different. You can walk underneath the bridge now. You've still got it's like O'Brien's just dismantling some stuff, but it's like they're clearing out of the vicinity now. It is a bit windy, I do apologise. I'm up on the top of Eckington Road Bridge. First photograph I'm going to show you, and I think I've shown you this one before on past episodes. It's taken from, I'll get my bearings, taken from that place, and just look in the background so you can see the railway line crossing in front of us in the foreground. Now that was the line towards Seymour Yard, up towards Clown I suppose, and Bolsover if you know the area. But look in the background, look at that archway, the bridge. Now that's the old railway bridge. I think this is 1970s. Well, that's the old railway line, the old Great Central Railway going over the top. I suspect it's closed by this point. Probably a good vantage point, isn't it, as well here, just to compare what this looks like in a few years, because we can see the current end of the water on the restored section, can't we? So hopefully in a few years we'll see some water right underneath the bridge going into the distance. Now some of you might watch some of my other videos, some of you might just be along for the updates on the Chesterfield Canal, but I do a lot of disused railway videos, and I've done a lot of videos on the Great Central Railway up and down the country. I've done it up the Manchester way, even been down south, down to Oxfordshire and Northamptonshire. I suppose it was the HS2 of its time. It was a direct high-speed route between the north and London. And in terms of railways, it was quite a late comer to the party. 1890s it was completed. And the people behind the Great Central Railway had other high aspirations as well, in that they were well ahead of their time in trying to link up with a tunnel under the Channel into France. But that's a whole other story in itself. The Great Central Main Line pretty much closed in 1960s, other than a few pockets that remain. And one of the biggest factors in that was that there was a lot of duplication on the railways. You had all the different railway companies all trying to compete with each other. And the Great Central's problem is that it had the Midland Main Line, which still runs through Chesterfield. We won't go into the politics, but this gave way basically under the rationalisation, and that line remains today. So we've pretty much got a disused railway line for the entire length from just north of London up to Sheffield, and then even over to Manchester. And here is your railway line. If you've ever cycled from here up towards Royal Valley Country Park or vice versa, then you'll have rode on the Transpennine Trail that used to be that Great Central Main Line, and you'll have noticed it's pretty much perfectly straight, isn't it, all the way to where you have to come off it up near Bayton, and you'll see our Transpennine Trail lines up with the bridge pretty much, give or take, lines up exactly with the course of the railway line. And obviously, don't forget, it's not just to the north, you can follow it down towards Arkwright as well. Now, if you watch the video of the bridge being put in that I put out a few days ago now, you'll have already seen me walk over it, but that was hard hat job on the day of the installation. Quite a privilege to do that. I was absolutely over the moon. Well, this is going to be the first time I've been here while it's publicly open. And there's your stone contraptions for people getting on and off the horses. So what I understand is you're not meant to ride horses across the bridge. You're meant to dismount and walk them over manually, and that's what you'll see that those things are either side of the bridge. It's changed, hasn't it, so much in a week. That was a public footpath down there last week. Looks like it's still getting a bit of use. And there's the steps for the horses at this side as well. So there we go. Have you been over it yet? Let me know, because I think it has been open since Friday. It's Monday today, and the official opening was Saturday, but there were people putting photographs of themselves on Friday afternoon walking over the bridge. I mean, it is a bit more convenient for you, isn't it, if you're a cyclist or someone using the trail, and you used to have to go off, zigzag down to come back up and walk back over. We're taking the view from the right hand side, looking east and down the canal now, looking over towards the puddle bank. Yes, it's getting quite a lot of footfall, even we've only been here 5 minutes and there's been quite a lot of cyclists go over. I didn't really give you any information about the bridge, did I? It's 38 metres long, and I don't think I've mentioned that before. I've seen various figures banded around how much it weighs, but according to the Chesterfield Canal Trust, we're talking 40 tonnes. I'm just reading it from the Canal Trust's website here. We're not going to get bogged down into costs and all sorts. Not here for a debate on public money spending and etc. I've seen some incorrect reports that this bridge cost, was it 26 million or 36 million? Nowhere near that figure, I can assure you that. I think for the whole Staveley regeneration is maybe, but not for this bit, not just for the canal. Just having my lunch, a slice of saurian. I suppose essentially we're the path The new path that we're walking on here is loosely based on where the towpath's going to be, isn't it? You know you've been coming down here too much when the workmen recognise you. I've been a few times. It still blows me away just how big it is. It looks a lot bigger than what you see when you see the pictures. So we're on the east side of the bridge now. Just a couple more photographs to show you some of these old black and white photographs of the railway bridge, that is, that stood in this location, just for a comparison view. Yeah, it's hard to get an exact location. Let me just back up, step into this puddle. I'll flash on the screen now the photo that we're looking at, and that's the view today. And just one more photo, and this is a photograph I showed you the other day when I did my video on the archaeological dig, and it had the bridge abutment that's just the other side, just through the fencing there. I suppose the disused, ruined bridge abutment, wasn't it, in the photograph? And that's taken from somewhere around about here, isn't it? Again, that nice old blue brick, blue Staffordshire engineering brick bridge that carried the Great Central Railway over the canal. All quiet round the dig site today. Looks like they've finished doing what they're doing. There's piles of bricks and things. Looks like they're moving out now. Anyone came down to the open day on Saturday? I hope you enjoyed it. Looks like there was a decent turnout for that. The last piece around the railways that I'll bore you with for now, and there is a point to this story, so bear with me. The Great Central Railway, me and Jim did a video down near Leicester, and it was all around the last bridge to be built on the Great Central Main Line, and that was a bridge in, I can't remember the dates now, 1950s, I want to say, when the M1 was built, when the M1 opened, and that was the last bridge built on this railway line. I mean, it only lasted a few years because the railway closed a few years later, but never mind. They've been restoring the railway line between Loughborough, trying to link up the two heritage railways there. I've got a video on that as well if you're interested. And that was the newest bridge on the Great Central Railway. But this now, I know it's not a railway bridge, and I know there's going to be people pick me up on this, but it's still on the Great Central Railway, it's still on the Great Central Main Line. This is the newest bridge on the Great Central. I mentioned at the start of the video, didn't I? I've put quite a lot of Chesterfield Canal videos on because there has been a lot of exciting things happening with a highlight of this new bridge. So there's not a lot really to show anymore, so I'll give it a rest with the Chesterfield Canal videos now. It's for a short while until there's something more to show you. If you are just finding my channel, go and have a look at some of the other videos that I do. So I do some disused stuff, industrial remains, etc. If nothing else, as my wife said, it's great to watch when you're trying to nod off at bedtime. So cheers for watching, take care, and we'll see you soon.